Hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Very interesting hand right at the start here. We have trip 8s and this guy keeps betting into us. Now he checks on the river and we are going to bet fairly big if he has a queen. I don't think so, but maybe an 8 with a weaker kicker. So I'm just going to bet. But he folds, so that's predictable. He just donked there on the flop and then bet again on the turn. I didn't expect him to have a big hand, but sometimes they do have a big hand, and then you try to get the maximum from them. Anyway, welcome. 25 NL on coin. Welcome to the stream. Make yourselves comfortable. I'm gonna play 4 tables and see if we can do some damage. King 3 suited, opening this in the small blind, getting a fold, that's good. Ace 3 off in the big blind will be a fold even to a min raise, but there's not really much I want to do with this sort of hand. Okay. So this guy raises to 2 big blinds on the button. I just noticed that when I 3-bet him with 7-3 suited in the big blinds, because that's normally my exploit that I really like. But that didn't work very well there. And here I am just going to 3-bet my king jack on the button against a hijack open. We do get the call. So here I'm going to start by betting about half pot. He does call. The 3 is not really much of a help for us. So we can continue with a bet. I'm gonna go 19. Obviously he won't fold a pair. Unfortunately no help for us either. And if he didn't fold a pair, for now less than a pot-sized bet, I think I will have to let him go. And he, wow, he did, what did he have? He had 10-9. How on earth? Oh, he had a gut shot. He called with a gut shot. I did not have, I did not see that coming. So I actually got value there. He just happened to get there on the river, but I got value on the flop and on the turn with my bets. But that was a surprising one. I really did not see that hand coming there. With King Jack again, back to back. This time in early position. Six four off, definitely a fold in the big blind. We're getting 3-bet to 7 by the cutoff. I think now we can cut our losses and just fold. deuce off. I'm just going to fold in big blind. For a moment I thought I had aces, but I have ace 4 in the bottom right. Ace 5 suited, we can just call in the big blind. Not really much help there. He predictably goes for the bet. I'm gonna call this one with my ace high. And now on this river, I'm just gonna go with the overbet, because that probably just gets everything to fold. That's not a king. Or better, obviously, if he has pocket sixes, he will not fold. I might have had the best hand there anyway, but the thing is, even if I do, and I check, he might just bluff the river. And he might have had a queen or a pocket pair or maybe a better ace anyway, so I'm happy to have turned that into a bluff on the river. Okay, 7 deuce suited. We're not playing the 7 deuce game though. I might do another stream soon where I'll do a Q&A, but not today. But today we have ace queen offsuit in the low jack, which can open this hand. And we have pocket aces on the top left table. And we are going to raise them up. No action with ace queen, and probably no action with aces either, by the looks of it. But now we have pocket tens, which is nice too. Come on, he is gonna fold, sadly. Yeah. That's just so sad when you have aces and you don't get any action at all. Okay, 7-7-3, we have pocket tens, definitely starting with a small bet. He calls the 6. Do we have much value here to bet? I think we can check and then go for a bet on the river. Not too big, but still going around 3/4 pot. He calls and he has... Oh, he had a queen. Oh, come on. Come on. I've had these bad beats quite a bit recently, like always sucked out on the river. This guy called with queen 3 offsuit, and he had a queen, he had a 3 on the flop, and then he rivers a queen, and then obviously I value bet there. He didn't even bet it himself. Well, that is really, really, really frustrating. Really frustrating. Anyway, we can just call behind, even though I don't love playing in a multi-way pot with king queen off. I'm gonna 3-bet 9-4 suited, big blind versus small blind, and taking it down. And here I am going to start, even though we're multi-way, I'm gonna start with a donk bet there. Now this is a great card for me. And so I'll continue barreling. But he now raises me. I mean, does he really have a 5, or is he just messing around with me? Problem is, if I raise again, I'd have to jam, and all I have is like 2 overs. So I am just going to give this one up. I got myself into this pickle by donk betting, but I do think that it was appropriate there. I think that's fine. Yeah, so not been running great. Once again, not been running great for a while now, but it's very early days. Just starting the session. Ace 5 suited on the button. And there is a race, so this means we can 3-bet. Okay, Queen 5 suited on the button. Yeah, we got it through with the Ace 5. That's great. King 6 suited. I will open it now. This is probably still very marginal. It's just about an open in GTO, but it's not really profitable despite the antes. But I think because of the antes, it's probably good enough. Okay, well, now we can go for a small c-bet, a backdoor flush draw and 1 overcard. And he now donks pretty big there. Okay, then in that case I'm folding. Was worth a try, but again, just not running great. 7-6 suited, I will fold this one in the hijack. No need to play a suited connector, no matter how pretty it looks. Same's true for Jack 10 off in the low jack. Jack 9 off, no thank you. Some great cards now. 5-6 off. It's a 3x raise. Can't do that much. Okay, 5-3 off will also hit the mark. Pocket 7s in the small blind, fortunately also mucking. 5-6 off is a muck. 10 do suited is a muck. King 8 suited in the small blind. Let's see. Always king versus queens on ace jack jack and all in. Well, king 8 suited, can't play it once there is a raise. Off. I'm still not going to call, even though I'm getting such a great price, but it's multi-way and I have 5-3 off. So even though I would love to play some hands, because at the moment I just simply can't, there isn't anything playable for me. This won't work. Okay, come on, can I get one playable hand? This is just ridiculous now. 4 tables and there's nothing even remotely playable. Well, 10 deuce off ain't it either. And now down here we're down to 3 players, so we might be losing this table. Yeah, we are losing it, because there is another player sitting out. Oh, actually 2 players sitting out, we're on the button. Okay. That would have been the one hand I could have played, the ace-5 suited, and everyone folded and the table closed. Excellent. Okay, king 10 off in the big blind. We're gonna call this one. This is just not great for us now. I am just going to fold. Yeah, the ace is really not a good card because he would check back some ace x hands and then he can bet them, so he has quite a few of those. I'm going to 3-bet this, and the reason is not because it's such a strong hand in the small blind, but because the button raise to 2 big blinds, that is normally indicative of a weak hand. And we have pocket nines. I'm gonna raise these. So now we're finally getting some, well, not like amazing hands, but some hands. Okay, so now we're going to start with a check out of position on this board. He bets fairly big. I think I can check raise this. We have 2 overs and a backdoor flush draw. It's not amazing, I realize that. I'd prefer to have higher cards because then our cards could be like proper outs. So it was probably actually not the best of ideas, but now I'm just going to go with it. And hope that he does fold a pair by the river. So I'm making this quite small now. I do expect a call, and then the problem is it's already quite high. I'm not liking what I'm doing here, to be honest. This hand I completely botched it because now I didn't realize. Well, I mean I did win it with 9 high in the end, so that is great. But I made a couple of mistakes there. Not the least betting there on the turn and then not leaving a lot of money behind, because I think if he calls the turn, my plan was to then bomb the river, but the problem is with only 51 big blinds behind, that's just not gonna do the job a lot, unfortunately. King 7 suited, cut off, just about a raise. 4-6 off against a button min click. Ugh, this is so annoying, but still have to fold. Here I'm getting 3-bet, so I am going to, well, I'm going to fold because he made it quite big. Ace jack off, that's a hand we can raise. Okay, here this table doesn't really seem to get going again. That's the problem once a table closes. We'll see if I can get another one. Yeah, let's sit down at this one. And then King 7 suited. So then I'm just gonna close this one. And play this new one. Ace 9 off, small blind, I have to fold. Queen 6 off, I will fold even to a min bet in the big blind. King 2 suited, just everyone snap folds. Now I have pocket 5s. Maybe we could. This is a fairly new table, so I'm just gonna 3-bet my pocket 5s. It's a low frequency 3-bet, but we have had so few hands that I'm just going to play more aggressively than normal. Now we get cold called by the small blind. The other player folds. Okay, so I'm not loving this, but I'm still gonna c-bet it because I can get called by 2 overcards, but a lot of the time his range will be 10s, jacks, queens, maybe 9s. So now I'll just check, and the river is not great, definitely can't get any value, definitely I don't think I can really bluff him, so I'll just check behind and get pocket 4s. Okay, wow, we do win one, yes. We win one, let's go. Cold call, the 3-bet out of position with pocket 4s. Okay. Let's just write that down. That's not indicative of a crusher, but that's great for us. We don't want to play too much against crushers. Right, ace king off. This one will be a 3-bet in the big blind. Haven't really 3-bet the big blind much today. We get called, and that's a pretty sweet flop for us. So starting with a 3rd pot bet on this board, get called. Just gonna continue barreling. If he has ace queen, ace jack, he's not gonna fold. Actually gonna go a little bigger. And on this river, I will jam with top 2 pair. I mean, yes, I lose to 7s or 8. I won't have 8s. But I lose to 7s. And slow played aces and kings. But he folds. Yeah, it was a very, very strong line that I took there, but I have to try it. He will sometimes call with ace queen or ace jack, possibly even. And we have pocket kings in the big blind, and there is a raise, and also there was someone who posted, so that is great. Let's see what happens. Well, there's one player. Okay, so definitely going to raise this one up. Also going to 3-bet this. Ace-9 suited. We get a call, unfortunately not with the kings, but here we got a call. We have the nut flush draw. Not the nut flush yet, just the draw. Do we want to bet again? I think it's fine to bet again, even though this will mean that sometimes we'll get check jammed on. Okay, but that's a sweet run out. We have the nuts, I think, yes, because we have the ace and the 9 of clubs. So can we jam this? I don't think we can actually jam. I think we'll have to go rather small to get called. And we get snapped off, and obviously we are good. Maybe I should have made it a bit bigger. But yeah, we got the triple barrel, and yeah, maybe I could have gone bigger there. I probably could have because he snapped, but against that range, like if he has a flush, he'll just check jam anyway. And if he has top pair, I just think against a smaller bet, he will just be more inclined to call. So that was the reason why I made it a bit smaller there. King 10, especially after someone open raised, is just a hand that hits the muck. Well, looking a bit friendlier now. And we have pocket 9s. Which we will 3-bet. Hijack versus low jack open. And we're getting min cold 4-bet. Well, okay, I am just going to call this. Obviously can't fold. And queen 4-4, he now bets about half pot. This is a tricky one, but I'm just gonna fold because he was so tricky pre-flop and now he bets half pot. I just think it's okay to fold. Yeah, we raise king 10 suited. We can go for a 2/3 pot bet with king 10. Okay, now I'm gonna fold ace 9 suited to the raise, but I'm gonna open pocket 9s and this bottom table. And no action. We have pocket kings again. And the big blind. There's a raise to 3, which is great. So now we are going to make it 14. Just because I want to make it more than just 4x. Pocket 6s I'm going to fold. Unfortunately, again, no action with our kings. And when it folds to us in the small blind, when we have queen 7 off, we're going to raise it. And we're gonna win it. And now we have ace queen on the button. Of course we're raising, and of course everyone folds. It's quite a tight table there. Well, it's good that I have tight players to my left. 7-6 suited. Let's just get a bit creative and 3-bet with 7-6 suited. And we get it through. Yeah, going a lot better for us now. After a not so impressive start. King 5 off. I'm gonna call this because we have a gut shot to the straight flush. It's half pot. Just going to call. Well, look at that. We have the straight flush. And now I have to see if I can extract any value from him, really. Just gonna go 25%. I mean, it's hard to get paid when you have a straight flush. It did call, and now let's see. I mean, I hope he has a boat. I'm gonna size up a bit. I just can't go too big. With the nuts. I mean, normally, yes, with the nuts you do want to go very big. But with these nuts, I think if he has the ace of hearts, there's a chance that he will jam anyway. Well, he's just tanking and tanking. Come on, put in the call there, buddy. Call. Tanking, tanking. I think he'll fold. Ace king on queen jack 7. I'm just going to start with a check. And he folded, of course he did. Okay, I am going to call this bet. Okay, so when he bets that big, he's saying that he has a really good hand. I don't think he would do that with a queen or a jack. So I think he might well be bluffing. So I'm going to bluff catch here with my ace high. Won't always work, but I have to be good about 33% of the time. And I do think that I will be good 33% of the time. But he has 2 pair. Okay. Well, so much for that. I still think it was an okay call there because we didn't filter at all. We checked back the flop, and so he has his entire big blind calling range on the turn when he bets, admittedly fairly big and then big again on the river. That's typically indicative of a stronger hand. However, I still think that is all fine. Ace 10 on ace king 8 out of position. I'm starting with a check. He checks back. I'm going to check once again. Don't expect him to bet a lot, but the thing is now we can just overbet this, and if he has a weaker ace or a king, he might call, but he just folded. But yeah, that's my way of maximizing value there against a bluff catcher. And if he doesn't have anything, then he'll just fold anyway on an earlier street. Plus, so it gives him the chance either to bluff, which is unlikely because he's more of a passive player, or it gives him the chance to call with a bluff catcher when I overbet the river. I've just realized it says 25NL and value Tourneys, but I'm only playing 25NL, so this is an old title and there must be some sort of a mistake. I apologize for that. Don't know what is going on. Let me just quickly check here on Restream. Yeah, I was under the impression that I had changed that, but apparently it didn't accept that, so that is not great. Oh, apologies for that. 90 suited, we're not in a tournament, so it's not a defend in the big blind. Okay. Pocket deuces, lower jack would have been a fold anyway. Ace-6 suited also. Ace-5 suited I would have raised because we have the wheel possibility, but with Ace-6 I just fold. Queen 4 off, I just get a walk, that's excellent. Okay, raise 4-3 off because this big blind is on the tighter side, but it looks like he might get involved in this pot. He does indeed. Okay, I am going to check this one because I think his range does connect quite well with this. I'm just going to give up, and I'm going to 3-bet Jack 5 suited against the 2x raise on the button. And we completely whiffed this one. And he just checked behind, which is interesting. So I'm going to start betting now with absolutely nothing. But, well, maybe this will save our day. He will fold to this size. I think he will fold anything that's not an ace or better. But he had ace king. Okay, well, yeah, I thought the ace might have been good for me if he had some pocket pair. But of course, if he has ace king, then he will snap call there. And that was the reason why I didn't go any bigger, because he will snap call, or at least he will call with an ace no matter what. So I did not attempt to get him to fold an ace. I wanted to get him to fold pretty much everything else, and I think that strategy is fine, but he happened to have ace king. And he did a hit and run. He disappeared straight away after he won that hand. Okay, there is an early position raise. We have pocket sevens, and he made it 3x. I'm just going to fold. This is a tight table. I don't expect it to go multi-way. Yeah, I wouldn't have gone multi-way probably. Now we have ace king, bottom left. Of course, going to 3-bet this. And we have ace king again, bottom right this time. Okay, we get called. And now we could either go big or, well, do you know what? I'm just gonna go rather small. Get him to fold some nonsense. The king, pretty decent card for us. So I'm now going about half pot. Do I want to jam this against this big raise? I think I do. I'm just going to jam. And here we're getting check raised, which is interesting. Fairly big even. Still gonna call there. Okay. So he's jamming, and it's unlikely there's pocket fours. It can have pocket threes, can have pocket eights. Other than that, I don't see much, so I have to call here. I mean, I don't have to, but I will call. And he does have pocket eights. Okay, so that is the kind of the one hand that got really unlucky again in this hand, but fair enough. I think that's okay. It kind of felt really strong, but then again, he wasn't wrapping much. But that's the thing at low stakes, even if they don't wrap much, if they bet big, they usually have it. So it's probably wise to fold. But I still think, also with the pot odds, it can't be the worst call in the history of the game. And the classic queens versus ace king. And they chop it. beloved 7 deuce that never lose. Pocket tens, let's raise them up. Okay, now here we have a poster and we have queen 7 suited. I am going to raise this big because I think there's a good chance that the poster will fold. As he didn't choose to actively limp, he just was just involved there because he posted, so he could have any 2 cards. So that was an easy one to take down. Raising Jack 10 off and the cutoff. Flopping top pair, but we're out of position, so we'll start with a check. And I could start betting, but I'm gonna check again. Give him the opportunity to bet with something, and I think now I'm gonna do this again where we'll overbet, this time with top 2 pair, and we get called by something weaker. So this time the overbet worked. So that is great. Okay, I would have called for 4-3 suited against a single raise, but not with a 3 bet. Ace-10 off. We can work with this one. And we're getting 3-bet once again. This is a hand where I do like to put in the 4-bet. Especially cutoff versus button. Because the thing is they don't 5-bet jam enough as a bluff. And if they call, then we still have some equity. Okay, so we lose to a king, obviously we lose to ace, queen, ace, jack. But we have the flush draw, and now we do have a flush. We have the second nut flush, so I am going to bet this one something like this. I don't think we can get called by a lot. I mean, I still have aces, kings, and ace-king in my range. And if he has ace-queen, if he has a king, obviously if he has ace-king or king-queen, then we're toast. But he didn't have any of those, because otherwise I don't think he would have folded them. So whilst the runout was really good for us, we just couldn't make any money there, but that's okay. That's fine.